Alrighty, hey there guys, welcome back to another How to SFM tutorial video, and today we're going to be covering a lot of, mostly animation and lighting. So we're just going to get straight into it. So first off, I'm going to show you how to improve your lighting by a lot. So here we have the same Foxy session that we had on our first tutorial video, so I'm going to go ahead and enable lighting. We got the, usual stuffs. So something that you may not have realized. If you click on your light, a whole bunch of sliders right here will appear. These sliders is what, it messes with your lights and stuff like that, right? So, you got intensity, that changes the brightness of each light. The ambient intensity doesn't really do much of anything, and just leave that alone. Horizontal and vertical view is how far your little light goes. I wouldn't suggest messing with that too much. Radius, you don't gotta pay any attention to that. And shadow filter size and shadow attend are two very important things you always want to put to the left. So if I go ahead and put these back to how it usually is, you can see that it's definitely changed. But if I bring shadow filter size all the way to the left, you can see that the shadow is more refined and visible. And then if I go to shadow attend and put that all the way down, the shadow becomes more solid, which we actually do want to change to make the teeth a little more visible. And there we go. We got an even better looking light. Minimal and max distance. This does not change much of anything. I would not suggest messing with this because this can ruin your light. Max distance, similar sort of ideal, unless if you want it to just be really weird. So yeah, constant and linear, and I can't say that word. Just leave all the attenuation alone. Shadow depth bias, you can. I don't know. You could leave this alone, you could not. That's honestly just your opinion. I'm mainly just showing you what all the different sliders do for, so that you got something to go off of. These all do hardly anything. As you can see, I'm messing with them. It's not actually doing anything in the slightest. But this is where the most important bit of lighting comes in. Color red, color green, and color blue. Obviously, this is what changes the color of your light. So, it's obvious, it just goes by the usual RGB wheel. So if I get rid of green, it shows pink. If I get rid of a little bit of the red, it shows more purplish. If I get rid of it all, it shows blue. And if I get rid of all, it's nothing. If I, etc., etc. So we're going to make this light a bit of a faint type of blue. And just like that, we got ourselves a snazzy looking light. It still looks pretty white, but it's got that slight little FNAF-esque hint. Alright. So you don't gotta mess with color alpha at all. These two is just to move the to move the light around. If, for example, let's see, as you can see here, you can still move the light and stuff. I wouldn't suggest doing it like that. What I would suggest is drag clicking the light onto your viewport so that you can manually move it like a camera, because that definitely makes it a lot easier. Whew! Alright, so there's the lights out of the way. So I'm going to customize the lighting here a bit more to make it look more FNAF-esque. I literally did just get off a call with a fan about something that wasn't in my first tutorial video, and that is windows. So as you can see here, I just got rid of them all. There's just a blank gray screen. This might be what you see one day or sometime when you open up SFM. I'm going to show you how to fix that. So windows, you want to click animation set editor. You want to do primary viewport and motion editor. These are your main three key components for SFM. And you may be thinking, well, hey, why are they, separate little windows? That is because if you drag click where it actually says the name, and you just plop that right down, you can see it actually pops up. So once you drag, the little tab, you can see that some squares pop up. That is because if you put them in certain areas, they will occupy that specific area. And then animation set editor, you can put to the left or you can put to the right. It depends what kind of person you are. I personally have mine on the left. I've just learned that way. So yeah, that's how you get your stuff set up. Now, we're gonna have some fun with the actual animation bit, setting up sound. So, the way you do that is you go to your, F2 area, your timeline, and you can see here underneath sound there's dialogue, music, and effects. Now, it doesn't exactly matter unless if you're a neat freak and you want to make everything nice and pretty and organized. So we're just going to go into music. You want to right click, by the way, and click add clip to track. Now, I have quite a few sounds already, so we're just going to go to a random one, as you will do this. So as you can see, it's a sound, and the way you just put it in, you pick whatever sound you want to use and you click open. Now, you may be wondering, well, Ashy, how do I get those sounds? Very simple, kind of. So what you want to do is you can go to Steam, and then you can go to SFM, you can click this little cogwheel that says manage, go over to manage again, and click browse local files. That'll take you to your Steam's exact file location. You want to open game, and then user mod. And then you'll see all these cool little things. You want to right or double click sound. That's going to take you into your user mod sound files. So if I search for here we go. This is the exact sound. So yeah, once you figure out, you can figure this out yourself. You just find a website to download like a YouTube link off of, and then you use Audacity to convert that into a .wav, and then you just put it in here. So yeah, that's how you do that. And then now that we have our sound, we can press play and it plays out. Now we're not actually going to use sound for this little animation because it would be annoying to hear that over and over again. So, time for the actual animation bit. So what you want to do is you want to press F4, or if you have a keyboard like mine, you want to press the FN button and then 4, and that'll take you to the graph editor. So once you're at the graph editor, let me disable lighting real quick. Once you have the graph editor open, you can see once I select a bone and I click, it adds a little keyframe here. That is what tells SFM, hey, the starting position is right here. Now, if I just double tap space real quick and then slightly move the the spine, and then I press the up arrow to start back at the clip, and then press play, it records that movement. So I'm gonna show you how to do movement for each specific bone here. Well, not everyone. I'm not good with legs. Do not trust me with the leg part. You'll have to learn that yourself in a different tutorial video. So usually if you're doing like the type of animation we're going to be doing in this, you want to just do very, very minor movements and very spaced out movements with the spine. And that'll make it look all nice and smooth and snazzy. Now with the arms, this is mostly your opinion, but I like to have them sort of ragdolly in this kind of situation. So this one can be a little less spaced out. Yeah. Also, let me show you another tip and trick here. So as you can see here, this little one singular shot here goes from 0 to an entire minute. You guys are probably not going to animate an entire minute. So once you've decided how long you want the animation to be, so for example, we'll have this one be 3 seconds, right? You can do one of two things. You can either A, press B to split the shot. Note you have to be in clip editor. But once you have separated your shot, you'll see that it makes a whole new shot. You can either A, have that selected and press delete, and then drag this all the way to where it snaps with shot 1. And once you do that, it, yeah. Or you can or when you're like done with your animation, you can go to File, Export Movie, Save, and where it says Sequence, you can do Selected Shots, which is the ones that are highlighted yellow, if you didn't know. So yeah. And then with the neck and head movement, you want to kind of make them like in sync for the most part. Not often will they be synced, because it is difficult to do that when you're first starting out. But if you practice enough, you'll get good at it. So with the neck, you want to have some more like, it's kind of like the spine, you want to have more spaced out, not as erratic movements, and it'll come out with something like that. And then with the head, you can either be the same, or you can make it a little like yar har har and a fiddly diddly doo. And then once you got that situated, there you go. So yeah, everyone has their own like unique animating style, as most people know. If you're like not new to the SFM community, you may know some FNAF animators such as Lucci Trap, Lunatic Hugo, me. Well, probably not me, but you know, like big SFM animators. And those people have been doing SFM for like ever, and let me show you some like examples on what they do. So with Lucci Trap, if I go to his videos, you can see if I just go to his Stay Gone animation, it's more like erratic and fast-paced, you know, like in short bursts of speed. But it's still, he's a good animator. He has a really unique animation style. He's cool. Now, if I go to Lunatic Hugo, on the other hand, if I if I go to his Front Street animation, you can see a lot of it if I unmute it. He has his animation style set to make it seem like an 80s, 90s cartoon, you know, really bouncy and synced with the music. Now, for me, I'm really good at, you know, meme animations. Though, if I really quick save this and go to another recent session of mine, you'll see me animating this. Now, I'm not very skilled when it comes to serious animation, but I think this is a step in the right direction for me. I'm experimenting, you know? So yeah, let's see, what else? Oh yeah, ear movement. I want to show you guys how you do my type of ear movement, which, in my opinion, is the superior and overall best way of doing ear movement. So most people, since they're animatronics, they would, you know, be all, like, have little to no movement since they're, you know, metallic-y animatronics. I hate doing that. So the way I do it is I make them like actual animal ears, more ragdoll-y. So if I unpause, you can see his head went that way. So that means, with knowing how physics work, his ear would go that way, and then it'd do something like this, and then a little something like that, and then if I doopa-doopa-doo, doopa-dee-doo. So yeah, we go back, we can see, it looks very ragdoll-like. Oh yeah, I also need to show you guys how to do camera movement real quick. Hold up! So, it's pretty much just the same way you start off moving the camera, like I showed you in the first tutorial video. Please check that out if you haven't already. You just click, that adds a keyframe, and then, now with this type of camera movement, you can make it very subtle or very erratic. I'm gonna make it very subtle, because I'm just like that. And then, yeah, there's some basic camera movement. So yeah, that's going to do it for this tutorial video. I hope you all did enjoy, and if you guys want to see more tutorial videos like this, be sure to give this video a like and a comment, and let me know what you want to see in the next tutorial as well, on top of the stuff I've already taught and already am going to teach. And so, with all that being said and done, I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace out, guys.